video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show for Sunday, July 12th, 2009. This is episode 150. I'm Chad, and this week for the roll call, a question from Phil.
Okay, if you could throw all sorts of money to make the full 3D motion capture work for any platform, what kind of game would you make and enjoy playing?
There you go. And joining us this Sunday evening is Chris.
You added enjoy playing at the end there. That wasn't part of the original question, by the way.
That wasn't part of our smart-ass answers that we were thinking of.
I would quit the video game industry and focus on role-playing or death metal, because I think motion controls are lame-o.
How's that an answer?
Wait, what? That doesn't even make sense.
My answer is I wouldn't.
That was my answer. My answer is I wouldn't.
What game would you make if you had unlimited funds? I would quit and do something else.
Oh, dude, that's just weak.
No way, because he stole my answer.
That's the same as asking, I can put any seasoning that you would like on this fresh poop.
No.
What seasoning would you like?
No, dude, that's not what he's saying at all. It's gonna work.
Even if it does work, I don't want to jump up and down in one place in the middle of my living room. I don't care how good the game is.
Correct. Here, Bob.
Yeah. Virtual high five.
You suck. I would make a fantasy game where you'd actually have good swords and then you'd have a good bow, and if you were a mage, you could use your little wand and zap things.
I'd make a fantasy game too where there were good games to this motion capture crap.
Okay. I think this question's gone downhill.
I still think if it could work, you could have a sweet-ass fantasy game that you both would like and would play.
What's awesome is that when you asked if this was an okay question, you're like, yeah, let's do it.
No.
We said we had our answers.
And I did not say either. I said, I don't like it. I can't think of anything.
I said it was fine. I meant it.
You know, we're already halfway through the question, so we're going to stick with the question and go on forward.
At least it's got material.
Ivan, give me your answer.
Give me your question. Question me now and I'll give you an answer.
I would make a murder simulator so that you could put pictures of people who annoy you in there and just choke the life out of them. And punch them in the face with crowbars.
What would be the box art for that?
Your face and a crowbar.
Ooh. With a crowbar.
Your face. Here we are. He's all like, I'm going to use this high-tech motion control to throw out a third-grade insult. Your face.
Phil, since it was your question, what's your answer?
I was thinking along the lines of dodgeball.
That's it? You thought of the whole question and that's the best you could come up with?
I like dodgeball. And you don't really have to be very athletic to play dodgeball.
Tell that to the professional dodgeball teams that are on late at night.
No one cares if they're on late at night. That's why they're on late at night, because no one cares.
And Bob, just for rounding out sakes here, your answer is no answer, correct?
He'd make Space 3000.
I would not, because that would be even worse than standing in your room, in the middle of your room, pretending you're playing dodgeball. It would be standing in the middle of your room. Well, I think you kind of get the idea.
People are like, what the heck's that guy doing? Oh, he's got Project Natal. Why are his pants down? Oh, it's Bob's game. Bob made this game, man. It's awesome. It's really good. They put a lot of money into it.
It's full of buffers.
There's a lot of buffering going on.
Now, while all you guys here are coming with little whippy answers, your little snippy answers, I actually had a decent answer.
What was wrong with my fantasy game? You wouldn't like it?
No, you're okay. No, I'm sorry, Keith. You're fine.
And dodgeball was fine.
Dodgeball was fine. Okay, here. How about this game? I'm going to assume you're putting a lot of money in this. I can also get a head-mounted display. Thing I can put on my eyes.
Well, that's not... Oh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
give me a second. So if I have a full head-mounted virtual reality display, and this thing can do my 3D motions perfectly, I want to be able to simulate a Wing Commander cockpit. So I can sit in it and have all the little controls and dials around me and play Wing Commander as if I'm in the cockpit.
That would be fun.
No. That didn't answer the question, because your game is based around a 3D head-mounted display. You'd still be sitting very still and not using any of the motion capture.
No, because my hands would be doing the controls all around me. I'd be looking at the controls and then I'd be flicking the switches. No tactile feedback, but hey.
Yeah, so good luck with that, with shoving your hands through the control panel. Me crunk, fly plane good.
Hey, it's better than what there is now, which is nothing.
Now, head-mounted display plus tactile feedback equals a holodeck. So that would be awesome. So, but that's a little different. Even if you were standing still, that would still be better because at least you'd be interacting with something. I don't like whipping my hands around trying to hit balls that aren't really there and having like no actual like sensation of objects in the environment. I mean, you're still like too many levels removed for it to count as like an actual input device, in my opinion, which is why I hate it so much.
That sentence contained hitting balls and losing sensation.
I need tactile feedback so I can feel the balls. Oh, it's one of them episodes.
You said it.
I guess I did.
This week on the GamerCast Network. In episode 35 of Sarcastic Gamer Pink, the ladies are joined by Venus Envy to discuss Old Men in Games, Bungie Day, and Ghostbusters. In this week's post-game report, the editor-in-chief of TalkingAboutGames.com joins JVB and crew to discuss review scoring systems and gamers who complain way too much. Take a 30-minute road trip around the Sarcastic Gamer community in Sarcastic Gamer Radio. Discover the community that brings you all these great podcasts and more at GamerCastNetwork.com.
Next topic.
Okay, I think we can move beyond the intro now.
Really? Because we're 20 minutes into the show.
Okay, moving on. So, Chris, you said you played some games.
I did. I played a bunch of games. I would recommend, out of all of the games that I've played, I think the VGS crew would like Zeno Hour the best. It was on Steam.
Zeno Clash.
Zeno Clash, I'm sorry.
Zeno Hour, 1 hour of Alien.
Yes. How did you know? It's reminded me of, it's kind of quirky and odd and weird, like Alice, American McGee's Alice. It's first person, not really a shooter, because the emphasis is on melee combat. There are ranged weapons in it, but most of the time you're fighting with your fists. Just trippy visuals, trippy graphics. You are the child of this creature called Father Mother, who is both your father and your mother. You've killed it, and all of the other millions of its children are coming after you, hunting you. And they're just totally weird, freaky. Words don't describe it well. And there's lines in the game. So he's describing all of these creatures, and that's so-and-so. He just smashes his head into trees all day long because he can. And then they show a cutscene of him just like crushing his face into the tree. But it's not like hokey. It's done in a way where you're just like, wow, this is art. This is really deep. Yes, this is, I get it.
I get you, Face Crusher.
I get you.
Does the melee combat work well in the game? Because usually it doesn't work too well.
It works pretty well. You can hit the button to punch. You can hold the button down to give them like a haymaker. And then if you're running and you punch, you do an elbow or a kick or something. There's also a key that you can lock on to a specific fighter, because most of the time you're fighting a couple at a time. And the screen, like when the stage starts, it comes in fighting game style where it's your guy versus Jimmy, Johnny, and Jackie. That's not their names, of course.
How do you know? You know what their name is, so you just walk up to them and you have to fight them and you know exactly who they are?
Yeah, it's a story, dude. Again, you know me with stories. I was just like, holy crap, what is this? There was a level where you fight a guy on the head of this elephant beast thing, and he looked like a Tusken Raider, and he has a sniper rifle, and he sticks dynamite into these squirrels and shoots them out with little mini parachutes, and they land because he's blind. So this is the reasoning. He's blind. He can't hear you, but he's a sniper, right? So the squirrels run around, stand next to you, and then explode, and he uses the sound of where they're blowing up to shoot you.
So he trained the squirrels to do that? All right, squirrel, you're going to go stand next to anyone that comes over here. And don't forget to let him know that my name is James. Because they know he has to know who I am if we're going to fight.
If we're going to fight, you absolutely have to know.
Yeah, I'm mocking this like it's something, but if you think about it, there's something you could really mock in every game.
So it's like $15, isn't it, on Steam?
It's like $10 or $15 on Steam. I would recommend it. I think Bob would like it. I don't know how long it is. I've only maybe 3 or 4 hours into it. It's creepy, dude. It's weird. It's not like scary. It's not the most odd thing I've ever seen, but it reminded me of what I remember playing Alice to be, where it's just like, holy cow, everything is weird.
Next topic.
Battlefield 1943 came out on the Xbox. I heard a lot of things about it being super buggy.
You should have just left it at that. I heard a lot of things.
Next topic.
Did you try it though, or did you just hold off?
No, I didn't, because everybody said that it was so buggy that I didn't want to waste $15 on a game that wasn't quite ready. And they're like, oh, we didn't expect people to actually play it, so we needed to put more servers in. Great, cool. Let me know when you do, and then I'll give you the money so that I can play the game that I've paid you for.
And just for the record, what awesome brainchild of a company is putting that game out there?
What you got to rip on EA for?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
well, there you go.
They're not evil anymore. I'll defend EA a bit here.
They still don't have a 4-player co-op football game, and they're the only ones allowed to make a football game.
That's not true.
A licensed football game.
Yeah, that's true. But anyways, Battlefield. So I wanted to play Battlefield, and I didn't want it. So Battlefield 1943 is my understanding is that they took the Battlefield Bad Company engine. They redid some of the missions and campaigns from Battlefield 1942, which I think all of us have played and kind of liked. So I wanted to play Battlefield, and I remember us playing Battlefield 2, which is a modern version of Battlefield 1942. And I went to install it, and I played it, and it was kind of kludgy. It was clunky. It didn't even support widescreen monitors, for example. It wasn't doing it for me. I hear Battlefield 2142, which is in space, is supposed to be the latest, best version for the PC, but I just want Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but with the Battlefield kind of modes. Battlefield 1943 is coming to the PC in September. Everyone is given the console versions, the PSN and the Xbox Live Arcade versions, for $15. They said that once it gets fixed, it will be an amazing game. I'll probably just wait until the PC version and not buy it unless at least one of two of you also buy it.
I would probably get it. I wanted to get the 2042, but just kind of was like, there's all these Call of Duty games coming out, so.
I don't know. I have so many shooters already that we don't play.
Correct. There's so many twitchy shooters that we have, and some of us like twitchy, and the majority of us don't like twitchy. So it's finding a tactical shooter, because what was the last tactical shooter that we've had for PC? It was like Raven Shield 7 years ago, right?
That's why I kind of wish we had bought Vegas for PC, because that ended up being a good game, but they broke it, so you couldn't play 4-player co-op in the missions anymore. I was perfectly happy with Vegas 2, except for the fact that it was only 2-player co-op on the missions. And I was like, this came so close to being good. I mean, the weapon payload thingy that they had was great. How you level up was much improved over the first one. It was just fun, and we really enjoyed it, but then they screwed up the co-op.
Well, I remember doing a terrorist hunt with a bunch of people from the GCN community, and it felt like we were playing Raven Shield, but on the 360.
I guess it would be equivalent to Raven Shield, because all we did on that game was play terrorist hunt anyway. But I don't know.
But again, this is another game that you'd be wanting to buy. We have it for the Xbox.
I'm not saying to buy it. I'm just trying to figure out what's this game. I think all of us right now, because Keith and I were talking about this, trying to find what's the PC game, because nothing has really grabbed our interest since, Diablo did, World of Warcraft kind of did, but just that shooter, Raven Shield, the kind of the thing that we all used to always do all the time. And we don't have that on PC right now. And there's a couple games out there that we kind of skipped. Man, I wish I could find a game that had that spirit. That's why I was hunting. I wanted to play Battlefield, and I was hunting through all these different versions of Battlefield that I had, and things aren't holding up the way I kind of remember them to hold up.
We got spirit, yes we do. We got guns and bullets too. Go team!
Next topic.
Moving on, Keith already talked Blood Bowl to death, so I second and third everything he said. It might be my game of the year on the PC. It's definitely my game of the last 3 years on the PC.
And we're not biased at all, just for the record.
Yeah, right. The Sims 3, I think I won't even go into the details. If you like The Sims 2, you've probably already purchased The Sims 3. If you haven't, then you won't. That's the review. I give it a thumbs up because I liked it. And Fight Night Round 4 for the Xbox 360. It's really good. If you liked Fight Night Round 3, then you'll love Fight Night Round 4 because they actually improved the boxer physics. Create a boxer importing your own pictures to make your boxer look like you. Kind of job of it. All the little fixes, it actually felt like a boxing match. And everyone was comparing it to UFC Undisputed, which is also on the consoles. UFC is a much more deep game where you got to learn the grapples, and if you're on the ground the moves change, and if you're punching and kicking and doing throws, whereas Fight Night is the stick. You punch the right hand, you punch with the left hand, you got to move around and dodge. So if you like the kind of pick up and play, I would recommend Fight Night Round 4 way over UFC, because UFC, even the demo, you need to sit through the half-hour tutorial in UFC or you won't have any idea, because I tried and I just got whooped in 13 seconds. The online play has pretty little lag. The only downside for me is that the game can get repetitive because it's just me playing it. So it's boxing. It's not like it's very different between fight to fight. So yeah, there's those cool hits and those cool punches. But generally, if boxing isn't really, really your thing, after you play it for a couple hours, you shut it off, and then you go back the next day and it's fun again. But
Does it still have spaghetti spit?
not quite. No, it doesn't look like vampires punch you in the face anymore, which is good.
Vampire boxing.
Yeah, because Fight Night Round 3, you used to get punched, you'd shoot spaghetti out, and then you'd get knocked down, and Nosferatu would try and revive you. The screen would go dark because your eyes closed, and then you'd open your eyes, and a white-faced referee would go, "Oh, is he dead? Can I eat his flesh?"
So much blood. So much blood.
Is it done? Is it done?
Yeah. Muhammad Ali, you must kill him so I may feast.
Next topic.
But while we're talking about PC games, Wednesday, July 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be playing Team Fortress 2. Everyone is welcome.
The 30th year anniversary from Jimmy Carter's confidence speech.
You can use Google well, sir.
Actually, no, I knew that.
Bull. Give me the punchline from the confidence speech, then.
Oh, I don't know it verbatim. That was where he was just babbling about America needs to get its confidence back.
Well, hey, I can deduce that from the title, too.
You didn't even know about the f***ing speech. Don't give me that. Look it up.
I did. It's called A Crisis of Confidence.
Okay. Okay.
Gummy berry juice.
Found the gummy berry juice.
For those to get let into the joke, in Left 4 Dead, Francis, when he's running around, sometimes sounds like Tummy Gummy from the Gummy Bears cartoon. Remember the Gummy Bears cartoon?
Which is also the same voice for Garfield, which is also the same voice for Peter Venkman from the old Ghostbusters cartoon.
And the Ruggles commercials.
That's right.
Scoop, scoop.
Yum, yum. Yeah, it's the same guy. Don't know his name. He's just that guy.
Let's find out.
He's another one of... He goes down in the books with Danny Trejo as that guy. He's one of those guys.
Adventures of the Gummy Bears was the actual name of the show in 1985. Tummy Gummy was Lorenzo Music.
What a sad, sad name. I'm sorry, Lorenzo.
Adventures of the Gummy Bears, Garfield Gets a Leg, Darkwing Duck. He was the mole.
Yeah, you're right, dude. The real Ghostbusters, Dr. Peter Venkman from 86 to 87.
Hey, Chad, that's a good segue. Why don't you talk about Ghostbusters?
Yeah, that is... Yeah, that was a good segue.
Okay, got it. Good call, Ivan.
Virtual high fives.
Because I'm tired of listening to guys who voiced Garfield.
Next topic.
Okay, Ghostbusters. So I've only played about 2/3 of it. I didn't finish the game.
That good.
Well, it didn't really entice me to play more, and actually it crashed a couple times, so that didn't entice me to play more either.
You played on the PC?
No, on the Xbox.
Oh.
Anyways, I'm just going to basically call it Gears of War with ghosts. That's kind of how it plays. That whole third-person style, over the shoulder.
That sounds like fun, actually.
Let me lay the game out. So it's the story-wise, it's basically a sequel to the first Ghostbusters, because you have to deal with Gozer, the Marshmallow Man, all that kind of stuff. And you play a rookie because the Ghostbusters team needs a new member. So you're the rookie member of the team coming in to learn, to learn the ropes and go fight more ghosts.
Learn bustin'.
Learn bustin'.
Because it makes you feel good.
Now, when you play the game, a level pretty much goes along the lines of you have some sort of scripted story sequence where they're talking back and forth, and then you have to go out and hit some ghosts with your proton packs.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. Some of them are like, they're possessed objects, and then you destroy them totally. Other ones, they're more ghostly, where you have to get their health down and then get them low enough so you can actually put a capture beam on them and then direct them into the ghost trap. And that's kind of like a whole little mini game. It's trying to wrangle them into the ghost trap and have them get sucked in. And that's pretty much every level of the game is pretty much just that. You go through these dimly lit rooms with your little PKE scanner looking for things for money so you can buy upgrades to your weapons.
So you're thieves.
Yeah.
You basically go into a house to catch the ghosts and rob it while you're there.
If you see a DVD you want, just kind of pick it up, slip it in your pocket.
If it's a possessed DVD, yes, you can pick it up and take it and get some money for it. But that's pretty much all it is you go around, kill the ghosts, and you watch some scripted story sequences. And the comedy in the game, it's
like the movie, probably.
It doesn't work that well. I mean, it's pretty funny, but it's not as funny as the movies are. It just didn't seem really ha 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 ha, as if I was trying to really laugh funnily. I don't know. The single player experience I didn't really
get.
Did you play multiplayer?
Well, I didn't play multiplayer at all, but from what I saw, it feels like a Gears kind of experience.
Ed said it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it would seem to me to be a lot of fun playing it multiplayer. When you're playing single player, it's like everyone else is bots. So I think it'd be a much better co-op experience than a single player experience.
What happens if you cross the streams?
They always say don't cross the streams. Nothing really happened. I've even shot at the Ghostbusters with the proton pack, and nothing happens.
Well, that's kind of lame.
It's an okay game. It's just not really
Great. It's good, but not great.
It's good. I mean, I think it'd be a lot of fun playing multiplayer, but just playing single player is kind of boring.
Do they have a tactical element where we could buy it for PC and it would fulfill our need for tactical PC shooters?
Actually, I think on the PC, there is no multiplayer. It's only single player. Because I remember it being cheaper on the PC. I think there is no multiplayer in the PC mode.
What's the name of that company? I'm going to never support them ever.
Who made Ghostbusters? I don't know. Who made Ghostbusters?
Terminal Velocity.
Terminal Velocity? Thank you. Oh, that's right. They have a stupid intro sequence in the game. Yes. Terminal Velocity makes it. There you go. Look them up. Let me throw a little end thing here on the Ghostbusters wrap up here. I would recommend renting it. Because I think you can beat it all if you rent it and just play straight through. It's a pretty short game. I mean, I was 2/3 of the way through and I barely played 5-6 hours.
Next topic.
Did anybody see that trailer that I sent out?
Gamer with, what's his face? Leonidas.
Yeah, the guy from 300. Basically, I saw the trailer for this movie coming out in a couple months called Gamer. It's about you get to play in a game called Slayer, and you are in a 3D motion capture where you control live human beings in basically like a Battlefield or Call of Duty Modern Warfare type of game. It's like a massive multiplayer, and you're controlling live human beings. And if the human beings make it through so many matches, they get to be freed from prison. So the people that you're controlling are actual death row inmates.
I always didn't understand that thinking. Like, these are all psychotic killers, and we'll reward the very best one, the most deadly one.
The most deadly warrior among them.
You were the best. You survived so many countless battles, you crazy psycho. You're free now.
Go ahead. Why don't you go ahead back to the general public? I mean, I can't imagine anything going wrong with this decision.
That's not at all the plot of The Running Man.
The Running Man. I was going to say that.
That's the movie, is they're inmates being controlled by these people?
Yes, so figure the leader of 300
Gerard Butler.
being controlled by a 16-year-old.
It's weird, though, that everyone assumes Gerard Butler is King Leonidas, and no one ever mentions P.S. I Love You, or his upcoming film, The Ugly Truth, in theaters July 24th.
Or his upcoming film, How to Train Your Dragon, where he plays the leader of the Vikings, just saying. If you look on my IMDb page, it has it listed. Thank you.
You have an IMDb page. I keep forgetting this. That's the coolest thing, by the way, Bob. You can either add a photo or shop at Amazon for Robert Kapinski products.
Oh, I gotta click the button. What do I get for my products? Oh, it's just the DVDs.
You could get a plush toy. It's a Robert Kapinski product. Where's the miscellaneous trivia about Bob?
There isn't any.
Let's fill some out.
Has tendinitis from playing too much Unreal Tournament.
This information has not been verified.
Okay, so tying this movie back to my question earlier on in the intro, would you guys be kind of turned off by this type of movie based on your opinion of 3D capture games?
The fact that it's ripped off from 12 different other plots.
I think that's more of a turn off than the actual video game tie-in.
I'm waiting for a good video. I mean, there's been, one video game movie that was good? I don't even remember what it is off the top of my head. I don't think they're there yet. I think they're not taking the subject matter seriously enough. It's just a cheesy way to cash in on somebody else's mainstream success. So, all this Wiggle and Nintendo Wii, that's super popular. We were going to make a movie where Gerard Butler shoots people because nobody wants to see him helping some blonde-haired skis ghetto husband or, all these other, if you look at his IMDb, it's like death, destruction, every 7 movies, and the rest are all garbage. Phantom of the Opera, and then it has Beowulf and Grendel. Yes. P.S. I Love You, and 300. Nim's Island, and Rock and Rolla. Okay. I guess he's I really want to be a romantic actor, but
I need to eat. I love romantic comedies, but I just happen to look like a badass.
Curse my perfect body. All I wanted was to be a legitimate actor, but this body of mine.
Look how many abs. 8. Who has 8?
Next topic.
So, can we do some mail?
Yes. Let's do Gerard Butler reading the mailbag.
This is Mailbag!
That was funny.
My name's Adam. I'm down in beautiful upstate Mississippi. Do you think language filters should be standard on all games? Like, I play, some pretty good games, but I'm in a different room from where the kids are. But the last thing I want them to hear is an F-bomb while I'm playing the video game. Anyway, love the show. Y'all are doing a great job. Good to hear from y'all again. Bye.
In-game audio, yes, should have language filters on all games standard. It should also have an option to turn off blood.
Well, if the original Mortal Kombat could do it, almost 10 years ago, I think it wouldn't be too difficult to do today.
Oh, it's not a matter of if they could, because why don't people put standard def TV text in games? Just because it's not worth it for the extra cost. Same thing with the 4-player co-op on Madden. They're not doing it because most likely there's not a big enough audience wanting it, so why spend the extra money and time developing it?
Something else to break, and every other extra thing you put into a game is one more bug that could be introduced, and it's easier just to label the game mature and not worry about it. Besides, we've discussed in many occasions bleeps are funnier than actual cursing.
Yes, it is. It really, really, really is.
What was the worst thing your children ever heard, Ivan, that accidentally overheard you while you were playing video games?
The worst thing that he's ever heard is my new mail notification that I forget to turn off.
And what is your new mail notification, out of curiosity?
See, it's funny. It's really funny.
That's the whole point, though, right? It says 18 and older, not necessarily to play it, but if it's mature rated, you shouldn't have your 4-year-old sitting there next to you while you're hacking the heads off. So my answer, as being the only person with a child, is just that I don't play games like that while my kid is in the room. Wait for him to go to bed before I do that. I play Lego Indiana Jones with him while he's up.
But don't you think that it's something that should be in games, though?
I wouldn't be upset if they put it in.
Dude, why is it so difficult to ever get a yes or no answer from anyone in our group?
Because it's not as easy as yes or no. Because I never play a game like that with a kid in the room, so what difference does it make if it's there or not? My opinion is I don't care. Now, should it be in there for other people? Because other people don't have the intelligence to tell their kid, go to bed, I'm going to play an M-rated game.
What if it's 4 in the afternoon?
Go to bed. I'm going to play this game.
I would actually put him on the couch facing me.
You look at me, and you look at me the whole time, kid. Wait, you can't say
Yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose. This game's got bad language. You turn around.
Either that or I play horrible, horrible games that are disturbing and make the kids stand there and watch them. You look at this Brumac. You look at this where it's going to eat this guy in half.
Don't you look away. Don't you look away.
Actually, Tom used to do that with his kids. At the beginning of one of the Marvel games, there was a thing where Sasquatch comes out onto the screen and screams, and it terrified his kid to where sometimes they would piss themselves scared. So any time that he would just be, oh, you want to see something funny?
Jesus Christ.
If they were doing something bad, he would play it to scare them.
That's the whole point, is that why bother putting that kind of filter in? Because if you're that kind of parent, you're not going to turn that filter on.
And that was Video Game Show episode number 150 for Sunday, July 12th, 2009. Any ham sandwiches or Shadow Dream pies to give the world peoples?
Shadow Dream Pie to any PC game manufacturer or developer or publisher that removes features that are present in the console versions for the PC version.
We're going to give a ham sandwich over to our people over on England that listen to us. We have their own show called BrutalGamer.com, and they're turning 1 on July 16th. If you go over there around then, they're going to have, win some cool stuff from UT3 or Wrath of the Lich King, so.
Jeez, that's Brutal is accurate. It's like blood all over this website, and there's a dude with an axe. None of that's true, by the way. I just wanted people to go and click on it. See, I'm doing them a favor.
So ham sandwich to those guys. Any other ham sandwich or Shadow Dream pies? Come on. Gotta be one. No love.
Nope.
Jeez.
I don't have hate either, though.
What's the name of a neutral?
It's an apathy cake.
I like it because none of us really like cake, but it's okay.
Cake's not bad, but it's not pie.
Right. That's why it's an apathy cake. Well, it could be better. It could be pie, but it could be worse. It could be like flan,
Ugh.
Jello.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters sounded like it needed an apathy cake.
Yeah, it needs an apathy cake.
Apathy cake to Ghostbusters. They need one.
Apparently, apathy cake to Vegas is Vegas 2 as well.
Yeah.
It's good, but if it had 4 players, then it'd be better.
It's a strawberry flavored apathy cake. You like eat it and you're like, oh, it had strawberry in it. Like, I might eat another one if I was hungry, but I wouldn't seek it out.
You know what? I just thought of a ham sandwich to the Mech Force trailer because that was sweet.
Mech Warrior, the new one.
Mech Warrior trailer because it's sweet.
And Mech Force. God bless Ralph H. Reed's heart.
Yeah, way to go, Ralph Reed.
Shattered Dream Pie because Lorenzo Music died on the 9th of August, 2001.
What?
Oh, really?
Garfield's been dead for 7 years?
8, actually, but we didn't notice. He died at 64 from lung cancer.
Lung cancer? Or gummy berry juice overdose?
Well, you drink gummy berry juice, you don't breathe it, and that was the unfortunate turn of events that cost him his life.
And as usual, send your comments, questions, queries, concerns, or a roll call question to the mailbag at mailbag@videogameshow.org, Skype us at videogameshow, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long-distance call, and all normal fees apply. And that's a wrap. Good night.
I got a funny story. Before I went out to make dinner about an hour or 2 hours ago,
That was awesome.
I fell asleep sitting in my computer chair, and I drooled all over myself, like drool marks all over my shirt. It was pretty funny.
Some things we don't share with other people.
That's funny though.
You ever your own bed?
No, I have never done that.
Oh, yeah, I mean, neither have I. Just asking.